Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmospheric character of our world around us, and this time we will just talk about a sort of isolationism movement in the United States, but of course it won't be a very detailed history lecture, but I want to show you the trend. The beginnings of American isolationism, some historians date back to 1823, so 202 years ago, when the President Monroe formulated Monroe's Doctrine, which in short tells us that America's for Americans. So it means US treats North and South America as its sphere of influence. That's it. Okay, fine. And there were, of course, US was growing, developing, battling Indians, and not only, they were also having a civil war, battling Mexico as well before. They were having a civil war, and southern states were asking, like confederates, European powers like France for help, but help didn't come, and isolationist movement was particularly strong before First World War, but there were some, of course, provocation helped by British, of course. Lusitania cruise was taken down by the German U-boat, and this U-boat was misled by British to sink this ship, and it was in 1915, and in 1917 US joins the war, and in the beginning of 1918 2 million of American troops land in France. Okay, fine, but after Versailles Treaty, US didn't reach much, and isolationism was strong again. But of course, current followers and supporters of the isolationism idea forget that isolationism was never complete, because even after the Civil War, after the request of Confederates for help, there was an American war with Spain, 1898 till 1902, when the Puerto Rico went under American influence, Philippines, and of course Cuba. So this isolationist period was not so isolationist fully as some people may think. And during interwar period up to 1941, there was a strong isolationist fraction in Congress and in the society. And one should remember that if Germany and Italy hadn't declared war on United States would fight only Japan, because despite the fact Roosevelt was a sort of warmonger, we can say, or in some sense he and his people in his administration knew that the United States should have joined war in Europe to finish it, and not to allow Germans and others to grow too much, because then they would be equal partners to the United States in discussion. Despite these threats, Congress people and a lot of society wanted to stay isolated, and even if they were attacked in Pearl Harbor, society would agree only to fight the Japanese. And this movement was really strong. Isolationist feelings were strong, but luckily for the Americans expansionists, who were right, Germany and Italy declared war to United States on the 11th of December 1941, and the full speed help for Soviet Union and participation of Americans in battles against Germany and Italy started on a full scale. So this is what we need to remember, that isolationist movement is still quite strong in the US. It's mainly among conservative voters, but not only. And this is currently some trouble, but not so very serious, I would think, for current administration, because some people say that Middle East is too much, especially Israel supported. We shouldn't support Gulf countries so much, blah blah blah. They are telling this crap. But these people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, senator, who is also a very strong isolationist, they do not know that in current world, to keep their good standard of living and American powerful position, they need to pay the price to be an empire. And as I said in one of my, or maybe more even, of my previous videos, If you want to be an empire, very often you need to pay the price with the blood of your sons. And it's nothing surprising. It's simply the price of being in the strong position, because there are many competitors who would like to get some of this cake. You have it only because you are strong. That's it. And you have to be able to defend it. And many people, like Major Taylor Greene and also others, support these isolationist views because they think that then more money would be for them, taxes would be lower, and so on and so on, and soldiers wouldn't die abroad, and blah blah blah. Of course, maybe not so many soldiers would die abroad, but then soldiers would die defending the country on its own territory after some time, and taxes wouldn't be lower because then many contracts that now economy is benefiting from would be cut off, because many contracts are secured by the military presence. And these people are not aware of this, because they are mainly, which is not bad, but in politics it can be problematic, they are mainly simple-minded people, and they are still living with this myth of golden times of perfect isolation. As we know, times were not so bad, a country was developing, yes, but there were also crises during this time, and isolationism of US was never fully complete. And some people like Tucker Carlson and Candice Owens and Mr. Fuentes, typical perfect example for, in my opinion, for being a Russian-Chinese spy of influence, spreading the divisions. They are using these sentiments, pro-isolationist sentiments, to just build their career and spread divisions. Like Mr. Carson changed recently, or Mrs. Owens, I think that they might have felt more coins in the pockets. Hell knows, but this is very much possible, let's say, because such changes of narrative doesn't come out of the sudden for no reason. And another issue is that these people base on this electorate that is sharing among that these people of this electorate are sharing among themselves this idealized pro-isolationist sentiment, and they should realize that thanks to the fact that US is everywhere, they have their prosperity. Otherwise, they would be maybe a local empire with many enemies attacking it, and with a lot of problems and a lot of difficulties to deal with, and much less goods to share among people, because many contracts and economically profitable conditions are kept with the arms in hand all around the world. This is our world. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.